Over these next couple weeks, we're going to be working on my new to me Claas liner 380 single rotor rake. We're going to be doing a full restoration on it, replacing all the bearings and pretty much everything on it. I did record me starting to take it apart. I'm going to throw those clips in here, but the first overview video where I talked about it when I brought it in, I somehow don't have the video, or I didn't hit record. So that's where we're at with that. So let me show you what I got here. So this is the stage we're at. I got it all tore down. There's all my tines, the main bar with the shaft. I don't know what you want to call that. That's what the rollers ride on that turn these tines here. And here is the A-frame piece that holds the tandems on. And right now I'm started working on these rims. Don't mind the shop, I'm about to get it cleaned up. We got a lot of projects going on between this rake, this new to us telehandler, still waiting on a hydraulic pump for the Kubota. Started stripping down a lot of the paint, getting ready for paint on the pieces I can. I'm still waiting on a few parts, but while we wait here, let me get the shop cleaned up. Well, that's a little more better. I still got to clean this bench off and that cart, but you guys didn't come here to watch me clean, so let me show you where I'm at right now. So I got some parts here that came. I'm still waiting on some more. Most of those are these rollers that go on the tines here. You can see they're gone. That one's completely gone. So I got all new, and this one, actually he snapped the shaft off, the guy I got it from, so I'm gonna either put a bolt in that or weld a new shaft on there. But we'll see when I get to that point. So I got the bearings, or the wheels for that. I got new bearings for this piece that actually spins in here. That spins the whole rotor. The pinion gear that goes in there is soaking in fuel in here right now because it was packed full of grease and hay. Here's the actual disc itself. It's an okay shape. He does have some, I don't know if you can see that, some big welds on there. But I'm gonna try and get those cleaned up and make them flush for when I get this thing ready for paint. I had to order 2 rims. See a giant hole in that one. And another one in that one. They are tubed, but those just look horrible. Now I only got 2 rims. I really should have got 4, but they were $140 each. And I'm trying to keep this kind of budget friendly. Here's the other rim. I got the tire off. You can see some pitting in there. I cleaned it up with the flapper wheel, sanded it down. This side still needs done. I'm gonna get it ready to paint it. Still got that one to do. That's what it looked like when it came off of there. But it doesn't have any holes in it, and it's gonna get a tube anyway. I got brand new tires sitting over here waiting for it. I'm waiting on the tubes still. So those will look nice on there. The tines, I need a couple, but they're on it. Most of them are in pretty good shape. I'm just gonna paint them up with it. If you don't like that, it's my rake. I know a lot of people are gonna have something to say about that, but they work. The PTO shaft, it was completely seized together. I used my truck in 4-wheel drive, hooked it to the back of this telehandler, and it had my truck, all 4 wheels spinning on this concrete. And then it finally broke free when Dad was tapping it with a hammer. So it's not bent or anything. It just really needs cleaned up. I learned whoever I got this from, he did not grease it, I think, since like 1995 when it was new. So I've been fighting with that, just cleaning a lot of these pieces up that never had grease, touching them up with the welder where it needs. And yeah, that's where I'm at. So let's continue on here. Alright, I'm back this morning. I got one of these rims done to where I feel comfortable that the tube won't pop on the pitting. So we're going to try and get this other tire off the rim. It's got a good tube in it. It's actually a brand new tire, but it doesn't match if I put the other 3 on. I want them all to match. So I'm going to try and get this off without breaking the tube. Let's see how it goes. Now I'm going to fill this up with air just to see if we made a hole in it somewhere or not. I'd like to know before I keep it. Now I'll just leave that aired up for like 10 minutes, see if it leaks out. Alright, so here's the tandem arms themselves. This one's ready for paint. I couldn't help myself. I wanted to see what it looked like with primer. So this is the piece that already got finished and primered. But it was kind of counterintuitive because I'm probably going to have to do it again that I didn't already put the bushings in it. So let's do that quick. So it's cold in here. I was going to leave these outside, but there's no reason because it's just as cold in here. I got the torpedo heater running over there, but it's actually thawing out our cow's water trough. So I'm going to heat these pieces up and hopefully these just slide right in. don't think I'm going to heat it. It actually isn't that tight. Now another reason I got that sand blaster, it's not bad using a hand sander, especially an electric one, like on these straight pieces, but all the curves and everything in there, I'd have to do it all by hand, and that'll just take me longer than I'm wanting. And also your height adjustment piece, this piece, I'd like to really get it all cleaned up. So that's another reason I got it. I'm kind of trying to work top or bottom to top on this thing. So I got the wheels ready for the most part, as much as I can now. The axles, now this is the main frame that the axles go to. I'm gonna work on this now. So I forgot, this hole is really egg shaped out, if it'll focus. So we're gonna weld it up. Dad came up with the idea with this washer on the inside, and then that'll just hold it straight, and then we can fill the hole in. And then also this rod needs welded too, pretty wore through. Alright, we got that welded up. I gotta do some grinding on this outside where it's flared, if it'll focus, and clean up with a drill bit on the inside so that rod slides right in. And then I'm going to clean this back side up where that washer is. So it'll wear on the washer. Once it makes it through the washer, it'll be back on the inside. It can wear down on those welds. It's nice and tight now. That's all that matters. Now I'm going to get this cleaned up and weld it back up, and we'll be good to go. There, I got that welded up, and now I just got to drill that out because we're just there, just can't make it in. Alright, I got the main frame ready for paint, and now we're going to move on to this cam track, is what they call it. And I need to get this bearing off because I got a replacement bearing for it, but I think I'm just going to pull that off and then start getting it cleaned up, because we'll paint it before we throw that bearing on there. Well, I guess we're going to cut it off there. got shut off there. Alright, let's pull some of these parts I got sitting in here out. This fuel's about to be really cold. Real feel this morning was -5. I got the space heater on in here, but it only does so much. I'm getting these gloves on. Probably, I don't have enough fuel in there. I'm probably just going to keep rotating that over the next couple days. Because I'd like to sandblast that when that sandblaster comes anyway. Yesterday, I'm probably going to throw this back here. Looks a lot cleaner though. This is the budget-friendly parts. Bottom side. I'll probably fill this up just a little bit more. A little bit of fuel. Change these gloves. Didn't really help anyway. Got fuel under the gloves. Clean it up nice. You guys know how old grease is. They got super hard on there and I couldn't even scrape it off, so I can let it settle. Like, there must be a little bit of water in there because a lot of it's froze on good. I got the heater in front of me. I'm going to clean this up with a rag and I'll show you when I'm done. The pinion cleaned up really nice. It looks a lot different than the first time. I really needed to get it clean just to make sure none of these teeth were broken or cracked. So we can add this to our ready for paint spot, even though it's not getting painted, just these are. And everything else I get done, I just need to have a little spot that I put everything when it's ready. Alright, while that cam track is soaking in the fuel, this will be the next part that goes on. So I'm going to get it cleaned up and prepped for paint. Well, my phone died, but I ended up getting this wire wheeled and sanded. It's nice and smooth. It doesn't look like it in the camera. But now it can go into my ready for paint pile. Everything in that pile still got to get hit with mineral spirits and cleaned up before we paint it. But I'm going to have to switch gears here because the pump came finally for this Kubota. So Dad and I are about to throw it in. Well, we got one on. I had to have Dad's help. I'll record this next one, but some parts might be fast forwarded. That was a huge struggle. We did semi tires and everything, but these are the hardest little tires to get onto these rims that I've ever had to deal with. Because they're not just like a regular mower tire, they're a thicker ply, so they're very sturdy, and it's so small the rim wants to move everywhere. So there might be some fast forwarding, might be some cussing, but I'll record it for you. Well, while we were putting the other tires on, the 2 new rims came, so we're gonna see how bad we can scratch these up. Alright, let's do her. Donut held, by the way. Well, poked a hole in the tube. Now I got to put another tube in there. Well, I got started here on the final piece to the frame, the main dish. Once I get this sanded, we'll be able to put up the paint booth and at least paint the main frame and start assembling it. I had a couple cracks I had to fix on here. Got them welded up, and now just needing sanding that. And off camera, I did paint one of these pieces quick just to see how I like the paint. Now it looks really good on camera, but it's not great in person out of the Claas aerosol cans, as you could probably expect. So my local auto parts store did mix me up some paint, which was a nightmare actually to get. You can't get the paint code from Claas that works in America, so they actually had to use their gun and shoot the paint color on here, and it told them what paint it was. So we got that. So I'm gonna get finishing sanding here, and then we can hopefully get these all painted and assembled up, and then I'll just have the rake arms left and the main PTO section. It's like we're turning into a body shop in here. Got some boo-boos to fix on the fiberglass on the semi. We might have messed up a little bit. Telehandler on blocks. Getting the steering cylinders rebuilt. I got this all done. Here's where we had a crack there. It's all fixed up now. You won't even know. But it's ready for paint. Just go in the parts pile, and then all that's gonna get wiped down with rubbing alcohol. And I'll set up my paint booth, and we're gonna shoot some paint. Well, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and come back. It's gonna be a 3-part series, and you can see what it looks like when it's finished up. We'll see you on the next one.